You be the flower.
Hey everyone, it's Brandon West here with Front Page Pop, bringing you all the latest in celebrity news and reality TV. I'm here today as part of our Celebrity Conversation series with singer-songwriter Keelan Donovan. Hey Keelan.
Hey, it's good to see you
You too. Thanks for joining.
again. Again.
Again, yes. We are going to talk about a little bit of everything about your career, but specifically your new song, The Gardener, which is out today everywhere.
So excited.
Yes, so awesome. What inspired that song?
Man, a lot of long nights, and just being on the road away from my wife and kids, and I don't know. I think it takes a special person to be with someone like that, someone like me. And there's so many of us, and so many partners that have to hold down the fort and just go through the trenches and see the highest of highs and lowest of lows, but always be a rock that I can lean back on and turn to when I need it. And
Yeah.
it's essentially, the song is it's an apology, I guess. It's that it's me saying I'm sorry that
Mhm.
you have to hold this burden, but that it'll all work out in the end, hopefully.
Yeah. And how did your wife react when you played her the song for the first time?
She lost it. She yeah,
I can
she's
imagine.
started crying and I don't know. It was middle of the night, or not middle of the night. It was 11 o'clock at night or so, and my producer Kevin Kadish sent over the song.
Hmm.
This is the first mix that we got back, and I ran to the studio, listened to it, and I came back. I was like, you have to hear this. Like, I can't believe that this is a song that I was a part of, this a song that I wrote, let alone
Hmm.
it's my artistry, it's me singing. It's just, I love the direction that we took it, and I owe a lot of that to Kevin and his musical genius mind.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Yeah, the song
she loved
sounds
it.
amazing. I'm not surprised at all that she
Thank
loved
you.
it.
Thank you.
So you mentioned on Instagram, one of your posts that this was your first independent single in a while. So
Yeah.
I'm curious why you chose to do that. Go back to independent. Was it just, problems with your record label? Is this just something you're doing on the side? What did that situation
Yeah,
look like?
yeah. It was. It's a lot of different. It's a long answer, but to keep it short, I was with a label and a publisher for 8 years. Big Yellow Dog Music in
Mhm.
Nashville, and they are known for discovering Meghan Trainor and Maren Morris and Jesse James Decker and amongst hundreds of other hit songs that they have.
Yeah.
And Carla Wallace signed me in 2015 and kind of took me under her wing, and we had some marginal success, and we couldn't quite break through on pop radio.
Hmm.
We had a song on the radio for a minute, but couldn't quite get there. So and then COVID hit, and we ended up shifting gears towards TV and film. So I was writing strictly
Okay.
for TV and film, and
Hmm.
most of my singles since 2020 have been because of a placement on a TV show or a commercial or something. We've put the song out, and that
Yeah.
was a lot of fun to like see my song and my creation on a different art form. And
Yeah, that's awesome.
but then I did that for a few years, and I think that after a while, I think that I kind of grew tired of writing for that,
Hmm.
and because the sync world, TV and film, to write a song for commercial or TV show, you have to fall in certain guidelines for the most part when you're writing for it.
Sure.
I know that a lot of artists and hopefully some of these new songs that I'm writing get placed and stuff, but if you're writing for sync, it's a program that you
Hmm.
try and follow, and you try and um, I don't know. I had more to say. I feel like
Yeah.
I needed to speak from the heart and sing songs that I was passionate about, and I wasn't really releasing music outside of the sync world. So I
Hmm.
took a shift in 2023. I guess we changed gears, and as soon as I did, I had worked with Kevin Kadish when I was at Big Yellow Dog. Carla introduced me to him because he produced Meghan Trainor's first album.
Wow, nice.
And he approached me and he was like, "Man, what are you doing? Let's record some music. Let's find, this identity that you've been missing for a minute in the music world." And I think that for the first time, I feel like the songs that, not for the first time, but it's been a while since I've felt like this, like with these songs. It feels right, it feels
awesome.
It's really exciting, and yeah.
So, what made you choose this song? You mentioned you've been working on a few others. What made you choose this song as the one to kind of restart your independent career?
We sent the song to a number of friends and just we sent a bunch of songs to a few people that we trust in the industry, and
sure,
we kind of landed on this one because everyone was like, "That's it. That's the. It's got a strong chorus. It's beautifully produced, and I don't know. Everyone seemed really fired up about it, and that was the main driver was the outside
nice
voices coming to us.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, I agree so far. I haven't heard the others, but
yeah, I'll send them to you. They're good. You'll like it.
What is your favorite lyric in the song? I'm sure, obviously you wrote the song, so you feel deeply personal about all of it, but do you have a favorite, line or a couple words?
I think that the thing that my wife gets on me the most is me being on my phone. We're watching a show or something, and I'll just get on my phone, and I am addicted to this stupid device.
Yep, we all are.
Yeah. And it's hard because half of my career has turned to social media and becoming a voice on that, and so I try and balance the two of them, but it can get hard, and so I think the lyric that starts the second verse is, "I'll leave my phone in the other room, no distractions." It's the least I could do. What's the worst that could happen? It's me saying, I don't know. You're all I need. You're the only person in the world that I want to talk to right now. I don't need anyone else. And I don't know. It's just a little. It's out of all the lyrics in the song. It's kind of a kitschy line. We added it. It was the last line I think we wrote in the song. So.
Oh wow. Okay. One I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. A lot of couples.
I hope so. For sure. Yeah.
You're a singer and a songwriter. You also play the guitar, as we've seen, especially, your fans who follow you on social media. When you're kind of going through that whole process, for you, what does that look like as far as what comes first? Like, is it usually a melody or, the music from the guitar? Do you kind of write the lyrics and then deal with that later? Does it depend?
Yeah, it does depend. It's sometimes it's a phrase that I hear or a melody that I hear in my head or I'm in the shower or something, or I'm laying in bed. I can't tell you how many times I've been laying in bed at 11:30 and I'm like, Rachel, I'll be right back. I gotta go record this really quick, just on my phone in this room in the studio and just get it down. But for the longest time, it started as the lyric first. This song in particular started with the lyric, the "You be the flower, I'll be the gardener." That Kevin and I started with that, and we built from that. What does that mean? What is "You be the flower, I'll be the gardener"? Love you have to cultivate a flower. You have to really take care of it for it to flourish, and it's the same thing with love. So that's how that song started. But to answer your question, it's kind of all over the map. It can start with a guitar or vocal or whatever. Yeah,
good to know.
Yeah.
Well, you've written for some other, for and with some other incredible artists as well. Most recently, LANCO or LANCO, however people pronounce it.
Yeah, LANCO. Yeah.
They're also, one of my favorite bands,
They're great. They're
for
amazing.
sure. That song is called Beer with Younger Me. What did that process look like? How did that come about?
Man, I met them. Um, Gosh, I forget the name of the bar now. But it was I met them when I was in college at Belmont.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I played in Nashville, Tennessee, and I was playing a writers' night in Nashville, and it was this, it was probably 15 people in the crowd, and the lead singer from LANCO, he was there, and so was the bass player Chandler. But we talked after, and we didn't talk for 10 years, 7 years maybe, and we talked after that night. We were just talking about music, and they liked my songwriting, and they asked me to write maybe 2 years ago now. And the four of us, it was me, the two guys from LANCO, and then Jared Conrad produced I think he produced their entire album. But the four of us worked together on that song, and
Nice.
that's how that started. Was a little writers' night in Nashville.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. That song has been on repeat for me for sure.
Amazing,
Rotation.
amazing.
Yep.
That's awesome. Me too. It's a great tune. I'm really proud of the song, and I'm really grateful that they cut it.
Yeah. Awesome. So you have an alter ego. We talked about this a little bit earlier. Your alter ego is called Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you kind of use that as your writing for TV shows and things like that you talked about earlier. Most recently, you had a song called "We Are the Kings" on the CW's The Walker.
Oh wow!
Which is a great song.
Wow, it was filmed in Pflugerville, by the way.
Oh, was it really?
It's crazy.
Wow, I had no clue. That's cool.
Yeah.
What did the process of coming up with the alter ego look like, and why did you choose to do that versus, releasing it as Keelan Donovan?
Okay, the real answer is Mystery Relevant became a thing because I tried out for American Idol in 2011, maybe. I tried out for American Idol 2012, and I tried out, and the deciding vote was, I'm not going to name the judge, but one of the judges said, "Your voice is just a little irrelevant." And I was like, what does that mean? My voice is irrelevant? No one's voice is irrelevant. and so I took that kind of as motivation, and to own it, and so I became Mr. Irrelevant, and I'm a massive sports fan. And Mystery Relevant is the last player drafted in the NFL. I don't know. I thought it was nice. a clever little artist name.
Yes.
And then the Mystery Relevant is it's a project on its own. I feel like the songs that I write for that, I know when I'm writing a Mystery Relevant song as opposed to a Keelan Donovan song. It's there's a lot more angst and electric guitars and I don't know. Yeah, it's fun. I really enjoyed writing for that project.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great song. And you can definitely feel the angst and a lot of that, more rock element in it for sure.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. And, it being featured on TV show is a nice middle finger to whatever judge gave you that.
Right.
Gave you that nice compliment.
I'll give you a hint. I said, he goes, he was like, "Keelan, your voice is just a little irrelevant." So
there we go. I would not have guessed that, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I said, I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't think it is.
That was also around the time of like Philip Phillips. There was like some other singer-songwriters through those couple. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that one of the judges said. They were like, "Oh, you're, we've never seen anyone like you. A tall guy with an acoustic guitar. What makes you different?" I was like, "I don't know. Let me sing for you."
Yeah. You have collaborated with so many different people. What have some of your favorite song collaborations been, whether that was you singing or songwriting with them?
Yeah, there's a lot. I would say the first one that comes to my mind is a country artist named Tennille Townes.
Yes,
And
awesome.
she's an incredible artist, and I love every song that we write. It's like a lot of fun working with her, and I feel like we always are on the same page of what we're trying to say, and the melodies, and our voices go really well together. We have a duet called "The Way You Look Tonight," and it was on her first album, and that's one of my favorite songs that I've ever been a part of. And I'm like so grateful that it was a duet. It's just so much fun. It's really cool. She's an amazing artist.
That's great.
And really good friend.
Yeah. When you're working with different artists like that, and specifically writing for them for it to be, featured on their record, does the process normally look like them coming to you and saying, hey, I want to write about this. Where can we go with it? Do you kind of say, hey, I have a bunch of different options here that I'm kind of thinking about?
Yeah, I mean, I have a Rolodex of thoughts in my phone that I pull from. Yeah, it's just idea after idea after idea of just song ideas, and the hope is that the artist brings in what they're going through at the time. If it's going to be for their project, I want to write what's real for them rather than something from my phone. There's definitely been times where I've worked with artists and we go with one of my ideas, but it's whatever's happening in the room. We talk, have a conversation first, and then build off that. Usually, it's what's going on in your life. That's where the best songs come from. I feel like is
absolutely.
I don't know. I feel like it's what people can relate to the most, rather than pulling from an idea that I have or they have, and I don't know. It makes it more real, and I feel like people the listener can relate to it a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that was a very long note of 11:30 p.m. thoughts that I'm sure have accrued over the years.
Yes, right. Yeah, it is. You're right.
Yeah. You have had a couple different sounds over the years. So for those who don't know, I've been following Keelan since, I don't even know, 2015 maybe.
Yeah.
Since his first EP or album.
My first tour, I think. It was that's crazy.
Yeah. And you've kind of had everything from like that, indie singer-songwriter folk kind of vibe to more of that like disco pop 80s, electric dance kind of sound. You have more of the rock stuff with your Mr. Irrelevant. Where do those differences come from? Is it just kind of like what you're feeling in the moment? Do you try to write different stuff and see what sticks? What does that look like?
I think it's just all just from what I listened to growing up as a kid. What I was surrounded by in the car, whether it be my dad making us listen to the Beatles every car ride, or I don't know, Arlo Guthrie or Bob Dylan, and then I don't know, I just evolved and I discovered more music, and I just wrote what I felt. That's who I was. I'm really proud of all the 80s disco pop stuff, and like I had so much fun. I worked with Dan Agee, and he's an amazing songwriter and producer in Nashville, and we both were just like, in that mode. We were all in on that 80s pop. Just, we would listen for hours. We'd drink, and play ping pong and just listen to that music and then go write a song. And that's just what came out. And I don't know, really grateful for that time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like a Radio is one of my favorite songs.
Oh man, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. That's a really fun song. It's another one that's kind of off the wall. It's different. It's like Stacy's Mom or 1985 or that kind of teenager rock pop. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's fun.
For sure. And I think what's so interesting and special about all the things that you've done is it really does feel like authentic as a listener and as a fan,
Oh
no
gosh,
matter
thank
like
you,
what style you're doing. And I feel like that's pretty rare. It doesn't seem like, oh, you're trying
thank
to
you,
be someone else. So yeah,
thank you.
definitely
That
thank you
means a
so much.
lot. That means a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to be me.
Yeah, for sure. Who are some of your biggest musical inspirations? You touched on that a second ago, being forced to
Yeah,
listen to the older songs in
yeah,
the car, but
yeah. I mean, definitely. Everyone says the Beatles, but
Mhm.
definitely the Beatles. And I feel like right now I'm in this headspace of '70s songwriter,
Okay.
kind of Paul Simon Garfunkel.
Mhm.
So many
Yeah,
of those '70s songwriters, and
nice.
um, yeah, that's where my headspace is at now. Yeah, I mean
Awesome.
it's all over the map. I mean
Yeah.
it goes from that to Nirvana the next day, or my first show was Weezer and the Fray. I saw the Fray's first show after like they got signed. They released their
Wow.
album. They were passing out their EP in the back of the show, and I don't know, man. I
That's awesome.
was blown away by their set, and they're another huge inspiration for me. The Fray
Yeah.
and
I can
music.
definitely see that influence in some of your music for
That's
sure.
cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What song do you currently have, or songs do you currently have on repeat?
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and
Okay.
I feel like everyone right now is in this playlist space. But there's so much good music out there. It's
Mhm.
hard to I don't know. It's hard to pin down. I would say my mixes that I'm listening
Yeah.
to, my new songs, my new. I don't know. I
There you
kind of
go. Yeah.
put blinders on when I'm in
That's
this
fair.
mode, and trying to make an album, not to I don't know, try and be anything else other
Mhm.
than myself, and yeah,
Nice.
I've been listening to a ton of podcasts.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk about those. What are your thoughts on? No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
No, that's good. I can definitely understand you have blinders on when you're in the space, definitely creating and
I mean, I when new music is out, I listen to New Music Friday every day, or
yeah.
every Friday. I listen to it, and
Mhm.
I try and see what's popular. I love Noah Kahan, and I love the
Yeah, for sure.
Lumineers' new album. I don't know if you've heard that yet.
Mhm.
Lumineers' new album is amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
I
I'll listen to it.
Yeah, I don't know, it's great.
So we have the single now that's out.
Yeah,
Mentioned a couple other songs. Any idea when we may get more music? If it's coming later this year, are we going to get an EP, an album, anything like that you can share?
yeah. I think that there's going to be new music like very soon, like
Awesome.
within weeks. I feel like
Awesome.
we're gonna be putting out another single. The hope is to we have a lot of songs finished, and we're gonna try and put them all on an album, on a full length album, and hopefully have that out in the summertime.
Great.
But yeah, the goal is to kind of just get people fired up about
Yep, for sure.
songs, and what's coming next, and uh, yeah, so single after single for the
Mhm.
next foreseeable future. I feel like,
Awesome.
yeah,
No
it's very
complaints with
exciting.
that. Well, your song, The Gardener, is out today. Everyone can go stream it. It is a beautiful song. It's
Thank you,
amazing. I had it on
amazing.
repeat, so I'm
Thank
super
you.
excited for everyone else to listen to it.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say or add before we end it here?
I thank you so much for having me. I
Of
really
course.
appreciate you taking the time and doing this, and sticking with me after all these years. We reconnected over a TikTok live, and
Yes.
that was so much fun for me to I don't know, welcome you back into my life. So thank you for
Awesome.
being around for so long. It really means a lot.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for giving us great music.
Thanks.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We'll have you back for sure once your album comes out and your other singles, so fans
I'm
can
in.
hear all about that.
I'm in.
All right. Well,
You
thank
be the
you.
flower, I'll be the gardener. You've given me enough, so baby, rest your bones and let me love you the way you love me. You be the flower, I'll be the gardener you've been looking for.